Hello, everybody, and welcome into the first edition of After the Sandstorm here from Williams-Brice Stadium on Gamecock Central. I'm Kendall Smith. He's Collyn Taylor. It's about 12:30 in the morning. Check your watch. What's
12:21
the
officially.
12:21 in the morning. We're tired, but we're here to recap South Carolina's Week 1 victory over Georgia State, 35-14 win. And it was an interesting game, to say the least, Collyn. But I want to start it off on a positive note. What were some takeaways from tonight's game that you saw out of South Carolina that Gamecock fans should be encouraged about?
I mean, I feel like you have to start with the special teams. An almost 80-yard punt, two 50-yard field goals for the first time in a game, and obviously the two block punt touchdowns. That's where you start. That's your jumping-off point. That's what helped you not only win this game but help pull away at the end. And then defensively, Georgia State had a few runs here or there that kind of gashed the defense. You kind of figured a couple of those were going to happen, but for the most part, the defense played really well and really held that run game to little to no action. And outside of a few big runs here or there, they really did a good job forcing things back inside and kind of bottling things up.
So I think a lot of South Carolina fans heading into this game had very high expectations for the offense. You have Spencer Rattler coming in, you have some new freshmen, some transfer faces that were new to the offense. And tonight, maybe it didn't live up to those expectations so much. And next week, South Carolina playing a very tough Arkansas team. So what needs to improve in this offense heading into week 2 to make that game competitive?
You just got to get more. It all starts on the line of scrimmage. You have to protect Spencer Rattler for longer. There were times where he got some protection, but for the most part, there was not a whole lot of time. Perimeter blocking was a struggle. The run game struggled to really get off the ground. And you saw when South Carolina got the ball into the space, got the ball to the perimeter, they had some success. That long touchdown drive was evidence of that, but it was few and far between, very inconsistent, and that starts up front, and that needs to get a lot better because you're playing a really, really talented Arkansas team on the road in your first SEC game, and that's going to be a tough test if the offensive line doesn't get better and your perimeter blocking doesn't get better.
Not to mention a very tough Georgia team the week after. So your next 2 weeks, if you're South Carolina, extremely challenging. But I think a couple other positive notes for South Carolina. You had Nicky Benwari, DQ Smith tonight, Stone Blanton in the game, all true freshmen that came out and made some big-time plays. So Shane Beamer talked about that during his press conference. We have it over on Gamecock Central. Great stuff from the freshmen. So what were your thoughts on some of those younger guys tonight?
Nicky Benwari's got a chance to be pretty doggone good. You heard a lot about him in the preseason. I mean, Devontae Reed even said he's going to be one of the best defensive backs to come out of South Carolina ever. Long, physical, athletic, and R.J. Roderick goes out of the game on like the third play from scrimmage. Nicky Benwari comes in like 3 plays later, gets a stop on 4th down, breaks up a pass on 3rd down late in the game to set up DQ Smith's big punt block touchdown. So, and then obviously DQ Smith with a big play on special teams, but he played a lot defensively. You're seeing signs of growth defensively from these young guys, and that's what you want to see. And I can't say enough good things early on about Nicky Benwari, DQ Smith. Stone Blanton played well. Quan Banks played well. They've earned that playing time, and you're starting to see why. And now it's the task of now you've played, now it's time to really start to develop and keep that going and continue to play well as you get into tougher matchups.
Well, we saw some true Beamer ball tonight at Williams-Brice Stadium. Hey, a win is a win, Collyn. So
take it how you can get it.
You take it how you can get it. South Carolina winning tonight's game by a score of 35-14 over Georgia State. Again, heading into week 2 on the road in Fayetteville against Arkansas, first SEC opponent of the 2022 season. It is going to be an interesting game for sure. We'll keep you updated over on GamecockCentral.com as always. This has been After the Sandstorm, though, from Williams-Brice Stadium. He's Collyn Taylor. Thank you so much for all of your insight. I'm Kendall Smith, and we will see you all soon. Have a great night.